All right. All these stories are intimate to the person and not to be discussed or taped to re-traumatize anyone. Thank you for tuning in to Everybody Has a Story. The purpose of the show is to provide formerly incarcerated and justice-involved women and men an opportunity to talk about their stories with criminal justice systems, medical issues, foster homes, child protection services, doula services, the Minnesota Prison Doula Project, Family Matters, ReEntry Matters, mental health services, and much, much more. So I want to thank you, Lenny Marshall, for being here with me today.
Thank you.
And I would like you to introduce yourself and tell us what you would like us to know about you.
My name is Lenny Marshall, and I'm here to tell my story, how I got to where I'm at today, the struggles and things I went through to get, to where I'm at. I'm a single dad, and, I enjoy life today.
Yes.
Because of the progress I've made, so.
Awesome. Well, we thank you for being here and being willing to give us your story and to open up about the things in your life, because that takes a lot and that's vulnerable, and we commend you for that. So thank you again for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
So what do you do in your free time?
Free time is hard to come by, but when I do have it, I spend a lot of time with my family. I live 2 hours away from my immediate family, so I like to get back into the cities and see my brother, my mom, and friends and people who have helped me through this thing. I spend a lot of time with my kids.
Right.
Go to meetings, stay involved with different things that help me to stay busy, and like the Motivation for Growth group, and just staying involved as much as I can.
Okay. So when you mentioned groups, what kind of groups are you involved in?
I do AA, NA, anger management groups I'm in right now, trying to get off my probation. So
Awesome.
I'm involved with that. That's 18 weeks. I created a group page called Motivation for Growth.
Yes.
A place to heal.
Yes.
For people, they can go and get advice, give advice.
Yes.
Stay in tune with that, doing videos, and just trying to stay positive and busy with that. So.
Right. So that is your part of your free time.
Yeah.
Is giving back and motivating others through their struggles.
Absolutely.
Awesome. What do you do when you keep trying but you feel like you're failing?
Well, failure isn't an option, so I continue to push through. So when things are easy, things are easy. When things get tough, that's a time for me personally to grow.
Right.
So I stick to it, and I reach out like the Motivation for Growth page. That's a place where I can always go and get advice and get help when I'm struggling with things. I keep a connection of people around me who want to see me succeed, obviously.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So reaching out for help when if I can't do it, somebody's done it.
Right.
Or somebody may have a remedy to get me where I need to go, or sometimes just letting go and being patient.
Right.
Waiting for the process to unfold.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Good. I like it.
Thank you.
What do you do, or what do you want out of life?
Today I just want peace. A lot of different things stem into that peace. You can find your happiness, joy, but I just want a peaceful life. I don't want it to be easy.
Right.
Because when things are difficult, it's probably when I'm growing the most.
Yes.
So I just want peace.
Right.
And I try to keep
And what does peace look like for you?
Serenity.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to, pray and understand that I'm gonna get through it.
Right.
And just calm. All
So
right?
no chaos.
No chaos.
No turmoil.
No turmoil.
No uneasiness.
Yeah.
Things that you have no control over.
For sure.
If it's not right, that's not peace.
No.
Right.
No. So I try to set a healthy boundary.
Right.
Doesn't mean that I don't get caught up in turmoil and chaos for a quick second, but I'm aware of when it happens and I can back out of it.
Exactly.
That's peace to
and
me.
handle it correctly.
For sure.
With the right resources.
Definitely.
Makes sense. What's your definition of happy?
That's a tough one. Just being able to enjoy the things around me and take them for what they're worth. I mean, to a lot of people, happiness equals smiles and yee and laughing,
right.
and it does equal that,
Yes.
you know. But for the most part, it's just being accepting of the moment. I mean, every moment's not gonna be happy.
No.
And every moment's not gonna be sad or
right.
depressed. I mean, there's life brings us up and down. So
Right.
trying to find a balance, and even when things are really, really going well, understanding that they're not gonna be like that for long.
Right, and that something might come and change that contentment.
Definitely.
But just, again, what you said, being at peace with that
Yeah.
and knowing to be proactive instead of reactive.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. So what is your gift to the world?
Well, I used to think my gift to the world was like being a good drug dealer or being a good manipulator. But today I found that my best asset is that I'm able to connect with human life when others are trying to connect with me. So, and you know, God's given me the gift of that, to realize that today. You know, many years I didn't understand that, but for the last 3 years I've understood that the most priceless thing money can't buy is a gift that I have, and that's the ability to connect with other people, men and women.
Right.
And talk about the struggle.
Exactly.
And that's pretty cool to accept that that's priceless.
Yes.
Like I'm rich when it comes to
Right,
that.
right.
So,
Because you know that it changes lives.
yeah.
And that you have that, at least you have that. And you don't have to have money to do that. You don't have to have superficial things to do that. You can come from the heart.
For sure.
And really give that your all, because you've been through that.
For sure.
And as we know, the struggle is real.
Yeah, it's real.
And
It's real.
we all come from it, no matter what economic status we come from, what nationality we come from, what religious background we come from. At some point in time, there is some type of struggle
Yeah.
that we come across.
Yeah.
And so to know that and realize that, that's real.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, that's real. So what do you do to advocate best for yourself?
Well, first of all, the way I advocate for myself is to love myself. For many years, I thought I knew what love equaled, but I didn't. I cared about everything else, and you know, either it was a place, person, a thing above myself. So today I love myself first and foremost, and keep my connection and my pathways open to God.
Right.
And you know, that's how it keeps me grounded and understand that I have purpose.
Yes.
And a reason to move forward and do the right things every day. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So for instance, if you were to come across the situation where you felt like your voice wasn't being heard, and you needed help to get the job done, how would you do that in a way that is communicable to those who aren't understanding you? How do you advocate for yourself in that aspect?
Well, I mean, first of all, I would like to, you know, people to understand that my situation might not be their situation, but I've had struggles and I've been in a situation, and try to connect with people and to say I've come a long way, you know, that I've learned a lot of things in the last 3 years that's helped me in life.
Right.
And for that, I'm grateful. So I'm going to stand up for that. And if not, you know, utilizing the people around me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can be the messenger, right? But if the person doesn't, you know, want to hear the message, they're just not going to hear it, right? The old saying, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So I just advocate for myself in the sense that today, I've said a sorry to a ton of people too many times. Only thing, I live in amends, right?
Right.
I live today and live my life the best, and that's what I can do. You know.
Great. Great advice. Great advice. What is your meditation practices?
Well, first of all, when I wake up in the morning, I like to go outside and just spend a couple minutes to myself thinking.
Yes.
Thanking the good Lord for everything that I have today, right?
Yes.
And being grateful, just trying to be grateful. And like I said, I travel a lot to the city, so sometimes I'm by myself.
Right.
and I love it, right?
Yes.
I could look in the mirror and know that I'm never alone,
Right.
that I could always speak and talk. Sometimes I'm looking next to me, seeing if somebody's looking at me while I'm sitting there in the mirror laughing and
Right.
talking, and I may look like I'm crazy, right? But I'm in spiritual mode.
Exactly.
I'm having
you connecting.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's kind of strange, but it's me.
Right, and you tapped in.
Yeah.
You tapped in, and you got to be tapped in, because that's how you succeed, and that's how you're able to have the riches that we are supposed to have as people.
For sure.
We all have the power, but we have to figure it out in a way that's in positive. Can't be a negative, because it ain't gonna happen.
No, that's not how it works.
Yeah, not at all.
No.
So you go outside, you get that breath of fresh air, and what else meditation practices do you have?
I mean, I try to spend some time to myself, but being that I'm home with my kids a lot, sometimes it's kind of difficult, but I do get a break. And like I said, when I go to groups, I just try to take time for myself, even if it's just a couple minutes to breathe.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Or listen to music.
Yes.
No matter what, spiritual,
right,
hip hop, whatever.
Right.
Whatever, gets me in tune. So.
Right. Okay. Great. Tell me about how you and I met.
Okay, well, let's see. So I always seen your name pop up on the feed on my mom. I knew you knew my mom, right?
Yeah.
So I knew the name Sierra, but my daughter's name Sierra. So, my mom would tell me stories all the time about these two amazing women that she met at her job. And, my mom's like, you really need to connect with her because she's doing big things when it comes to helping other people out. Mm-hmm. And so I always heard the name, but I never had put a face with it. And then just reached out to you and let you know that I started the Motivation for Growth group page. And, then we just manifested into small talk. And I think you're a power piece for women, not only women, but Black women who have made strides forward in life and not letting things. And I like to see that.
Right.
I'm motivated by that. That gives me hope,
Right.
So it's, my mom really, really well, and that's cool.
I love your mom.
Yeah, that's
so
really
shout out
cool.
to Kim.
Yeah, what's up, Mom?
Yeah, I love her, and just her as a person, and even her story is a story too.
That's where I got my strength
yes,
from. I was just a knucklehead and didn't get it for a few years, but she's probably one of the strongest women that I know.
Me too, me too, and she loves each and every last person she encounters in life, and that's what's real about her. So you got one of the realest mamas.
Yeah, she made it through some real stuff.
Yes, she has.
Yeah.
Yes, she has. How do people receive your story when you talk about your criminal history, or your history with your drug addiction, or your kids involved with the child protection system? And when I say how people receive your story, what I mean by that is like employers, landlords, county officials, family members, your friends. I want you to talk about all those people. Like, how do they receive that from you?
I mean, it's kind of mixed, because I do a lot of speaking, at AA meetings, NA meetings, or on the group page. I mean, for the most part, I guess I'm around a circle of people right now who understand.
Yes.
So, you get the love, obviously, from those people. But working with CPS and them having, my kids were in foster care for some time, that was difficult because I knew when I sat in front of them that there was just this feeling that I got that they're like, yeah, right, this ain't gonna work.
Yes.
Rather that been from their experience with other people or whatever, but I worked my butt off. And as far as like, me taking care of the kids right now, I mean, I say I'm a single dad, but their mom's involved.
Yes.
But it's still, most of it's on me. So
you have the sole custody.
Right, so that makes it difficult.
Right.
At this point, and my son has a disability, so I do a lot of therapy and stuff like that. So it's been hard to go out and get a job.
Yeah.
But, when I went to go apply for housing, that was tough. And it was tough through CPS too, because because of my criminal past, I didn't qualify for the Section 8 reunification program. So I was shunned away from that right away because of my criminal past, even though I had a year of consistent sobriety and doing the right thing, and making myself vulnerable by saying, no, I don't want to go back to my mom's or to a different place. I want to go to the next step. I want to go to inpatient, then outpatient with lodging. So, you know, some people judge you on that, you know, but the one thing I'm like, I don't have control over what someone else does to me. What I do have control over is doing my best for me and my kids and showing other people that change is possible.
And I'm not that person who you think I am just because I did a crime, but I did my time too.
Like, I'm not a bad person. I made poor choices. That doesn't make me a bad person. I don't feel shameful and think that I'm a bad person. I felt guilty because I did things. So, and with my living situation, I just fought and I fought. And then I got shunned away at first when I went to go apply for HRA housing. They told me, nope, sorry, because of your criminal past, you know, this we got to deny you. But what I did was I was able to fight back and say, no, this is who I am. I've been clean. I've had my kids a year. I've been a good father. I have no crimes in the last 2 years. I've been following probation. I've been going to meetings, which allowed some doors to open up for me because I wouldn't give up on it. I appealed it and said, this is who I am as a man. This is who I am as a father. This is who I am as a person in the community today. So that opened up some doors for me because I had some ground to stand on, you know. But it was difficult at first. People didn't want to help. So
they wanted to turn their back on you just because of the story that someone else painted for them and didn't even give you the opportunity to paint that picture for yourself.
And they still do it. I mean, society still does it even after 3 years, right?
And it's still going to be, even 10 years from now, even 20 years from now. But those people we can't let deter us or even, you know, let them think what they want because they too have issues, you know, that they need to deal with, obviously, because they're sitting there worried and judging you on your past and not your present.
And I've kind of learned to, like, I forgive them for that. It's
okay.
So I want society to forgive me. And I want society to forgive me. So
Exactly. And this is why we're bringing light to these situations and doing the things that we do as people because we want to encourage other people. You can file appeals. You can, just because it says no, that like I said last time, it means next opportunity. Don't take that no as that's a hard no. If they say, if that door shuts, go knock on the other one.
That's what you do. Don't give up.
Do not give up because there is someone that may say yes or might hear that story and be like, wait a second. This man has children. He wants to care for them. So let us provide that opportunity for him. Because it's not like a one-all. If you mess up again, then, hey, you got to go. They can tell you to leave.
And then they just keep their eye on you a little more. But as
Which
long
is
as
fine.
you're doing
if you're
the
doing
right
what
thing,
you're supposed to be doing, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
So I try to pave the way for people who might be less fortunate and say, you know what, I understand that, you know, struggle is real. You might not get in, but today I'm going to be the best man I can be in the situation in my HRA housing to open up opportunities for more people to succeed.
And we got to, because yes, you did start that, and not now. You did start that, and because of that, that will pave the way. And then the more they see people that are doing right things, then next time somebody else comes up, they'll be like, you know what, this time we're not going to deny it. We're going to let them come through.
For sure.
Because he did set the tone for that. And that's awesome. That's awesome. And that's very thoughtful. So tell me about your story with addiction, criminal justice, and child protection.
Okay. Well, I'll start with the criminal justice because I've been in that the longest.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know, at a very young age, there was something about myself that I didn't like, or I was trying to fit in where, you know, where I could fit in. And my criminal justice, you know, I don't want to say career, but things started for me at, you know, the age of 13. You know, I'm 42 today. So, I was always looking for a way to fit in with other people. And once the system had me locked in, I just became that repeat offender who kept just doing the same thing, didn't have a way out. So yeah, the criminal system kind of molded me at a young age to think that, you know, I couldn't be anything. This is where I was going to be all the time. You know, you hear a lot of that in prison. You're never going to succeed. You'll be back next time. All those little things.
To try to kind of scare tactic you in some people's way, but then other ways, you're nothing.
Yeah, but it's just like any other situation. If somebody keeps telling you something,
you're going to believe
you
it.
Start believing that. And so that took me into my, you know, adult years, and by that time I was already a knucklehead. You know, didn't want to listen, didn't want to, you know, so they had a spot for me when I didn't want to put in effort to change or, you know, do the right thing.
Right.
So, you know, I've been to prison, been to all the county jails in the surrounding Twin Cities areas, and just I thought that's who I was. I thought I was just this thug or just this good drug dealer or just this good manipulator or criminal or whatever, but I always got caught, you know, so
you
I really wasn't that good at it.
Right.
You know, so about 3 years ago, no, actually probably like 6 years ago, you know, I had dibbled and dabbled in drugs, you know, since I was 15, 16. You know, smoked a little weed here and there, and then that led into, you know, other hard things like cocaine. And but then I had a good 10 years where my life after I got out of prison in 2004, things kind of changed for me. I got out, and my daughter, Sierra, she was little then, and you know, when I was in prison, I was like, man, my daughter, you know, she was very important to me, you know, my family and stuff. So I really don't want her to grow up without me around. So the prison thing kind of shaped me up a little bit, even though I just got a little slicker. That's all it did, was allow me to be a little slicker. You hear all the stories, meet all the different people in there, right?
Yeah, of course. And that's another thing that people forget. Like, you put someone who is from the streets in the streets, and then they get smarter, wiser, with the wise guys.
Well, because there's no resources in there.
None.
You know what I mean? It's just war stories and one-upping each other.
Right. I'm going to tell you how to do it.
For sure.
You really want to know how to do it? I'm going to tell you how to do it.
Yeah.
So there's no reform in there.
No, not at all.
Yeah, you're going to reform to getting bigger in the streets.
Yeah, for sure. So when I got out, I had an opportunity to get a really good job and then I found a little bit of purpose once I got that job, because these people really had faith in me, and they really pushed me to be the greatest Lenny that I could be at this job, and it kind of manifests. So I had from 2005, I got married, you know, started having a bigger family. Like I said, my daughter Sierra was a big impact on me wanting to change, you know.
Right.
Because I didn't want her to grow up without me. And then I did pretty good for 10 years, you know. I got a little wiser in the streets, obviously still sold a little drugs, and but left the hard stuff alone, and like the meth and the cocaine and stuff like that, and became a supervisor at a company. And I had purpose. I was making good money. I had a lot of things, but I was missing that, you know, inner love and inner peace. And I was married, had a nice family going on, bought my first house, all those beautiful things.
Yes.
And I had a set of twins in 2012, and they were born premature.
Yep.
And my daughter passed away. So I had a twin that passed away. She passed away. And right before that, I was dibbling and dabbling in opiates. And they were kind of starting to, you know, I was needing them.
Yeah.
You know? And then once she passed away, things really just got chaotic in my life. Now that I look back on this, when everything started to take off, started doing opiates like heavy every day, got on the Suboxone program to try to get off. Then I went to meth. I had dibbled and dabbled in meth in like the early 2000s and went right back to meth. And things got pretty crazy really fast.
Right.
And in the process of that happening, I started going in and out of treatment centers, trying to figure my life out. I wanted some change, but wasn't ready to completely give everything up, was more trying to control it.
Yeah.
And I think it was in 2016 is when CPS stepped in. That my kids were not being cared for like they should at the time, which is understandable.
Right.
So they got involved, and I had a little bit of clean time, and then I went right back to meth. I mean, I was afraid that I wasn't ever going to see my kids again. And then I kind of started working with the CPS people, and I always thought that they really didn't like me. I don't think they did.
Right.
But it's okay. They were judging me.
Exactly.
You know, judging me on my past.
Where I think that people tend to forget these, and no pun to child protection workers or county officials or anything like that, but they are in business to work their jobs.
For sure.
You know? So people may think like they're in business to reunify families, but they're in business to keep their job.
Definitely.
So they're gonna pinpoint every wrong that you're doing.
Yeah.
They're gonna pinpoint when you're messing up, they're gonna pinpoint that on you.
Yeah.
So their job is not to make you look good. Their job
Definitely.
is to pinpoint what you're doing wrong.
Definitely.
And so that, when people get that and stop worrying about trying to be their friend or trying to befriend them because you think that that's what the focus is, and more so focus on you and focus on the things that they're telling you to do, you'll be in a better spot.
For sure.
Yeah. So go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
So I, once my CPS case was opened, you know, I was scared. Everything that I knew about life, like my kids, I started feeling like I love dope more than I love my kids. Like, I really thought that for many years, for a couple years, I thought like, damn, how could I love dope more than I love my own kids, you know? So the CPS case was open, and then I kind of went back out. You know, I did good for, I think, like a couple months, and then you know, people, places, things. I kept myself in the middle of the herd of that.
Yes.
Even though I was trying to stay clean, I could only survive that so long before I start using again.
Right.
And I started using, and I went on like a 3-month or 4-month bender. And when I use, I commit crime. They go hand in hand with me.
Gotcha.
Anytime I'm using, you best believe that there's something I'm up to that's sneaky and not right. So.
Right.
Yeah, so I was committing crime, and you know, I wanted to change. I was getting to my low point.
Yeah.
I had lost who I was as a person. I was roaming the streets with no support, and my mother, Kim, that you know so well.
Yeah.
I had called her one night, and my kids were gone, and I said, you know, Mom, I really want to go to treatment. I'm going to go to treatment again. This is the last one. And she said, boy, they looking for you because of what you did earlier. And I said, Mom, let me go to treatment. I'll go to treatment. They can't come there and get me because of HIPAA laws.
Right.
So I'll do good. And when I go in front of the judge, I'll have some clean time. They'll understand. Because I already was on probation and had 18 months hanging.
Over your head, right.
Right. So my mom said, you know, Lenny, I think we got to figure this out. You got to turn yourself in. And it was probably like 11 o'clock at night. And I had a bag of dope on me, and I said, "Can I come to your house?" That was my go-to. My mom never turned her back on me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She
That's
always
OG.
there. Yeah, she was always there for me. So she said, "Yeah, come over."
Yeah.
And when I went over, I looked in, the window. He lived on the basement floor, and I could see her inside on the phone. And I was like, man, I know she's not calling the police on me, but nah, not her.
Right.
But she called the police on me and said, come get him.
Yeah.
That was hands down the best thing she could have ever did for me. At first, when I got in that car, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, not my mama.
Yeah, today I respect that. So, yeah, then at that point, I went in front of a judge, and I had a PO that knew that when I was doing good, I was doing good.
Yes.
But when I use, I do bad. And she saved me.
Yes.
She saved me. Then in my CPS case, I had a black judge, African-American judge. He looked at me and said, I don't care what nobody tell you, they can't take your kids from you. You can take your kids from you. Now, what are you gonna do?
Talk about that.
It was actually humbling to know that I had somebody on my side, because I felt like they had always tried to make me feel like that's what they were gonna do.
Yes.
They always talked about adoption.
Yes.
And like I said, the reunification program, which in the county that I was in, I had known that they gave a female. They had gave my kid's mom.
Yeah.
Reunification for Section 8.
Yeah.
Because she didn't have a criminal record.
Right.
I had a criminal record, so I didn't have that opportunity.
Right.
But that judge told me, he said, you know what, young man, no matter what you do, you have control of this. And I felt that made me feel like, okay,
he's telling me.
Yeah, he's telling me that they can't take the kids from me. I got to do. So then I went in front of for my criminal charges. They said, my PO stood up for me. She said, let's give him one more chance. The judge said, I was ready to give him 34 months today.
Wow.
So what do you want to do? Because we are under the impression that we're going to send him.
Wow.
Now, mind you, my kids have been in foster care for like 6 months at that time, something like that. And, she just said, please give him another chance. He's been clean a little bit, even though it's been jail time. He's willing to take this Change by Design program, which is a 90-day cognitive thinking program, because all this is based on using chemicals as criminal, lately.
Right.
And I was fortunate, I want to say that I was fortunate to have some foster parents that were really, really, really good.
Right.
So I was fortunate in that case because you don't hear that all the time.
You don't.
And they worked with me. They communicated with me. They let me come over for dinner.
Awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, I went to the program, got out, said I'd go to treatment. By that time, it was 9-10 months they had been there. Went to outpatient treatment or inpatient with lodging for another 4 months, and just kept doing the next right thing.
Yes.
And CPS couldn't take my kids from me. They had to start. Every time I went in front of that judge, he would say, no, y'all gonna let him see them kids for a couple hours every weekend.
Yes.
And that led to a couple hours, me being consistent.
Right.
I had to put in the work.
Right.
Me being consistent. I got to see my kids every weekend, supervised from my mom.
Right.
For a couple hours. Then that turned into one overnight a week. And throughout the next 7 months, I was working on myself, loving myself. And I had there was a point where I literally, asked God, let me know what's going on.
Yeah.
And God put it in my heart to say, if I don't get my kids back, it's okay. And I had to accept that. And I really accepted that while I was fighting. There was a side of me that, because I got to my last court date and they said, well, we're talking about adoption in a month because you don't have living, you don't have housing. That's the only reason we're not giving your kids back is housing. And they said, next month they'll go up for adoption. And that judge told me, no, we're not doing that.
Right.
That's what they want to do. But we're going to push it out another 2 months because you're doing the right thing.
Exactly. So he
it was
knew.
beautiful. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Knew.
He was
he was tapped in.
Yeah, he knew it was, how you going to take this man's kids from. I understand that that's what, paperwork and time says, oh, it's been a year and a half. We need to file this petition.
Yeah, because it's after a year.
Yeah, after a year. They had given me at that point like a year and like 4 months or something.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, we got to do this.
Time is ticking.
Yeah.
And our policy is.
For sure.
Yeah.
But he said, no, we're going to keep pushing this court date back. If housing's the only thing that's holding them back. So then that just went from me doing the right thing and, just getting with my kids. And then I did a program for parenting over South Minneapolis. I was tapped in with that too. I went and spoke at a golf fundraiser. These people are like, man, this guy's the truth. He's really trying to do this. I didn't know everything about parents, and I still don't.
Right. So, who does?
Right.
None of us are perfect in any aspect when it comes to parenting. And every day is a learning curve, especially for me. And I have one that's 19 and one that's 3. And 19 years ago is way different from what 3 years ago.
I got a 19 and a 7.
Right. So way different. Yeah.
And then you got to learn how to okay, if you're speaking to your 19 or your 14, then you got to transition to speaking to a 7-year-old, which is a little bit different.
Way different.
So it's tough, but I fought through the CPS thing. And even when they gave me my kids back, I finally found housing. A friend of mine's called me and said, hey, this girl runs a sober house. It's not considered a sober house, but it's 7 bedrooms and everybody in here is sober. We got 3 bedrooms upstairs. I'm like, I called them. I'm like, hey, I found it. Yeah, I found it.
Yes.
And then everything just manifested and worked out. But even when they gave me my kids back, they said, we're only giving them to you on a trial basis to see how things go.
Right.
Don't even matter. Keep watching because we're going to do this. And then even like the day that they said, okay, this is all over, some of them, there was a team of people who were there. I could tell some of them were happy, but I felt like in my heart that there was a couple that said this ain't gonna work out for him, and I know it.
Right,
I just got that feeling.
Of course.
So.
And there's probably still people sitting there now like, we know he's gonna mess up at some time.
Yeah.
But yesterday you celebrated something.
Yeah.
What did you celebrate yesterday?
I celebrated 3 years of consistent recovery.
Yes.
I've been absent from drugs and alcohol
Yes.
for 3 years.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, which means I haven't found it necessary to pick the pipe up or a bottle or anything in 3 years.
That is amazing.
Yeah, that's huge for me.
That is huge. Yeah. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes, that's awesome. So, where are you right now with things in life?
I don't want to say content, but I mean, my life is structured, right? I got a lot of stuff that I need to be taken care of, so I can't step back.
Right.
Like I got to keep going, full force. And like I said, with the Motivation for Growth page, I also, work with a couple other organizations that help with recovery. That gives me purpose.
Yes.
Like, I'm financially, I'm okay. Like, I don't got a lot of money. I don't even have no money today. I think I got some change in my car, but I'm good.
Yeah.
I got gas.
Yeah.
I'm doing the right thing. I'm here with you.
Right.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
And so that's where I'm at. I mean, I got a lot of stuff I need to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And I help out, volunteer, doing little work when I can.
Yeah.
So that's okay. That gets me by.
Yeah.
So I'm all right today.
Yeah. Okay. Do you feel you have the support you need from your employers, community, family, and friends?
Well, the employer piece, right now I'm not working, so that's kind of that. But the community that I live in, actually, it's 2 hours from here. Can I say where it's at?
Yeah.
I live in Wilmer, Minnesota.
Okay.
So when I moved there a little over a year ago, like I had this thing like, oh man,
it's Wilmer.
It's Wilmer. I'm gonna get judged. I got tattoos. I mean, all those different things. Man, it's been amazing. Like both my sons. My daughter lived there with us for a little while. She really wasn't too fond of it out there. She's a young girl. She wanted to be in the cities,
right.
which is cool. But
Right.
my sons have gravitated, especially my middle boy, Lenny Jr.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah.
He loves it. So I'm like, man, if, everybody's welcomed him and who he is as a person. And they've supported me with, the resources needed to, get my son Lavelle, who's 7, who does a lot of like occupational speech therapy. The school set up a team of people to help him. HRA helped me out. They always come by, say, hey, how's it going? We're proud of you. I haven't caught too much slack up there with the tattoos and stuff like that. So, so the community has helped me a lot. My friends, there's not one negative person in my phone today, so it's all positive, you know what I mean? I don't expect nobody that's doing wrong to, appreciate where I'm at today. Most of them wouldn't, misery loves company.
Sure do.
And family, man, it's all good.
Yeah.
Like I got a team of people who done made it reasonable for me to accept and be thankful and grateful that I am where I am today.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
So those friends that you spoke of, are they new friends, old friends, or?
I don't have a lot of old friends, but I mean, I guess I see some people on Facebook that are some old friends that probably still do their thing or whatever, and they're like, give you a thumbs up here and there, but how real is it? I don't know. I'm not around them.
Yeah.
My network of friends that I've built today, I never really knew what it was like to be a real friend.
Yeah.
I gave up on my family and my marriage and my job. I gave up on all those things because I didn't know how to be real.
Yeah.
I wasn't real.
Right.
Now today it's like, I might not talk to you for a month, but we're real.
Right.
Like the connection's real. That's my friend.
Right.
And that's my friend because I know how to be a friend today.
Exactly.
So
these are some new friends that have good boundaries.
Definitely.
Which is important. Because if you don't have friends that have good boundaries, those can make or break you, right?
Oh yeah.
They can get you back in the same cycle of the same bull crap.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean,
so that's
family,
important.
Friends,
family too.
Yeah.
Family too.
Yeah.
Family too. And more family than friends because your family is who you grew up with. Yeah. And you take into account of what your family says much more than what your friends say.
Yeah. But you know, given the opportunity to have some family. I never grew up with my cousins, and now they live here, so
Yeah.
it's all love. I got bigger support system than I thought I'd have. So.
Exactly. That's huge.
Yeah.
What is your motivation and intentions for this project today?
Oh, to give back. I want somebody to hear this.
Yeah.
Like, I really do, genuinely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all I love. I do it. I mean, obviously, I do it for me because that's what I need to be doing is sitting right here.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I need somebody to hear that, man, you can overcome struggles.
Right.
I mean, man, woman, but specifically a male.
Right.
I need a male to understand that we can do this.
Yes.
Like, it needs to be more males taking care of their children.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Not bad mouthing anybody,
No.
but come on, we need to step up and do better
Yes.
at not only raising our children, but getting out here in society and doing the right thing. Because if not, you see the place they got for us, they're gonna want to filter us through that system like we're nothing, but we are something. Like I am something.
In somebody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's my main purpose, was to get on here and just be like, obviously it's you too. I'm like, man, I appreciate what you're doing out there.
Yeah.
You know, why can't I do something like that?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna spit the truth to people and let them know you can do it.
Yeah.
But it does, you have to change people, places, and things. You have to try to get up out of that, you know, that system, that area, those people, because when you think of only that, you think that's all there is. But trust me, get on this wave. It's a new wave of people out here trying to do positive things.
Yes.
And it feels good. And no money, no car, no house, no boat, no motorcycle can replace that feeling.
No, it's money should buy you to have nice things, but it should not buy people.
For sure, be a security thing. I mean, obviously, we need money to get by.
Survive, yeah,
But
by
I
all
mean-
means. But yeah, I want to be able to hop in a car and be
For
able to know,
sure.
like, when I get in this car, it's gonna start.
Definitely.
You know, when I walk in my house, I'm gonna be able to sit on a nice, comfortable couch in a
Yeah.
nice, comfortable bed. Those are the things that our money should buy, but it
For
should
sure.
not be able to buy the people who support you and are around
Yeah.
you. And I say that to say, because when it does start to buy people around you, that's fake.
Yeah,
And
that's a problem.
it's not gonna be good. And so
Yeah.
when people always like, I want money, well, what do you want that money for? Because
Yeah.
it shouldn't be to buy the people around you,
Definitely.
or to want people around you just for that cause, because that ain't the right cause.
Yeah.
The money is to support you for the things that you need to continue to live and survive in the world.
Definitely.
That's what it's about.
Definitely.
That's all money should be about.
Yeah. And the people who really know me know that I had everything.
Right.
And I put my attachment as a person onto material stuff.
Right.
I lost myself. So,
But you gaining it back.
yeah, I'm getting there. I'm
and,
getting there.
and every day is going to be a better day and a brighter
Definitely.
day. Believe that.
Yeah.
What does acceptance and equality mean to you?
Well, you had to tell me about equality a little bit, kind of the definition.
Yeah.
But acceptance to me, like that's something huge in my life, because I need to accept that I'm in the place that I'm at right at that particular time for a reason. Just because things go well doesn't mean anything.
Right.
I'm accepting the bad with the good, because the bad is what I'm learning. Like I've accepted, the reason that I am where I'm at today is because I accepted my past.
Yes.
You know, I accepted that, okay, that's okay that I made those mistakes.
Right.
You know, and I'm gonna accept, sometimes it's a little more difficult
Yes.
at moments
Yes.
to accept
Yeah, of course.
But it's some things are just like, oh yeah, cool, that's just
We're
the
gonna
way it
accept
is.
it, yeah.
Other things, it's like a process. I need to sit down and process it.
Exactly.
I need to step back from my kids and be like, okay, so I just dealt with the death in the family.
I need time.
Yeah. And she was 28 years old with 2 kids. I had to process it
Right.
and accept it.
Right.
You know, I had to process and understand that that was out of my control.
Right. And it's inevitable.
Yeah.
We can't change
Yeah.
it.
We don't get to pick that date. Because I was wondering for a minute, like, why I wasn't crying about it.
Yeah.
But it's because I was processing it
And
and
accepting it.
understanding it and
Yep.
accepting it and working through it. So,
Yes.
and then the equality piece, what is it?
So
I mean, if you can
equality
do-
is like being equal, no matter, where we come from in life, but having equal opportunities for everyone. So what does that mean for you?
Well, for me, it means how do you move forward when equality isn't an option?
Right.
When you're deemed less than or more than. We all are human. We all have feelings.
Yes.
We all have goals, or at least you should have some kind of goals to be moving forward in life. And when you go out somewhere and you're treated differently, that could tear a person down.
Right.
And that's been my case. So equality is huge. I think we all need to step up in that area. Me, myself too.
Yes.
I get caught judging too sometimes. I'm only human.
Right.
But equality is, is what we need to move forward in society.
Right.
And we need to, let people know that we need that.
Yes.
Because if not, you're gonna have a ton of people who feel less than, and a ton of people who feel more than, and look down on the people that are less than.
Which is what's going on in society
Definitely.
today.
It is.
We have a lot of issues with equality.
It is.
And people thinking just because they are a certain race or a certain class or a certain that live in a certain area or they work a certain job or that you're not equal to.
Yeah.
But
I mean, women have fought. I mean, kind of like we need to fight for equality. Women have fought to get where they are. It's been a long battle for them. I like that women fight to get where they are, and we as humans got to fight for that same equality.
Exactly.
It takes a village to raise children. Well, it takes the world to change things like that. So
on a collaborative effort,
definitely,
not in just our own pockets, but we all have to equally come together and make those things happen. Now, yes, we do have to, in our own communities, in our own pockets, create those things and then come together, because we got to clean up our own messes
for sure
before we go knocking on somebody else's door trying to say, hey, your stuff is messed up. We need to fix our own, which I think the world is working towards right now, because I've seen us come together in units and strongness so much more now than I've ever seen in my whole entire life.
I agree.
And I commend the world for doing that.
Definitely.
What is success to you? And this is our last question.
Okay. Success to me is setting a goal or a vision for yourself and working hard to get there every day. Setting small goals. I mean, we all want houses and stuff. Those are unrealistic. Or they can be a realistic goal, but there's a set of goals that need to be placed to get there. Success means being your best you every day.
Yes.
And if you're being your best you, then you can't give anymore. That's all you can do. But I think I fall short, and we sometimes fall short. I shouldn't speak for other people, but I fall short on sometimes on being the best Lenny that I can be. So success is, having a vision and setting the proper steps or goals to get to that vision and working hard, to get there.
So putting your best foot forward.
Definitely.
And even if you stumble a little bit, just know that you can get back up and still be successful in that stumble.
Definitely. Sometimes that stumble is what makes you.
Yes.
That's
it ain't
my
supposed
story.
to be peaches and cream.
No, not at all.
No, because like you said it. If you did not experience the things that you experienced in life, you wouldn't even be sitting here today.
Yeah.
So that tells you in itself that the struggle makes you a stronger person.
Yeah, it does.
And so shout out to the struggle.
Shout out to the struggle.
And so you brought something today because of your givingness and your willingness.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you want to do it.
I mean, do I got a second?
Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I bought, do I just hold it up to the camera?
Yeah.
Okay, I bought this is the group page, Motivation for Growth, A Place to Heal, Hope, Change, Happiness. I'm going to be giving 2 of these t-shirts away to whoever Sierra feels fit that gets them. I don't know if you guys want to make some comments or whatever, but in order to get the shirt, you have to go to the Sparkle Shop, right, at Northtown Mall,
Yep.
and support this young lady. And she'll, figure out who gets the t-shirt, but you have to go there to get it. This isn't something we're gonna send to you or anything like that. So I want you to support this young lady, because what she's doing for the world is something that I think we all need to be, putting in effort to do. It'd probably be a lot better place if we did what you and I are doing, if we all did that. Unfortunately, that's not happening right now, but we can all take from this and learn something. And actually, go to the group page too.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
Motivation for Growth. Yes. Add to the page. One of the admins will add you. It's a place to heal. You can go there, get support, make videos. If you're struggling, you can go there. It's a great group. It's not my group. I created the group, but it's our group.
Yes.
And and then shout out to Mindset Visions for donating the 2 shirts to give away. So
yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate you. For sure. I appreciate you donating the shirts.
Yeah.
I appreciate this vision. I got it on too. But this vision and what you have to gift the world, because a place to heal, change, faith, and inspire, and for hope can be given to people from just anyone, but from someone who has experienced it, it means that much more.
Yeah.
And so I think what you're doing is phenomenal.
Thank you.
I personally have not struggled with addiction from an aspect of drug usage, but bad relationships I have. So it's no different. So I do go to this page and I utilize it too. So I'm on there and I post stuff and I encourage as much as I can, but I also see things that I'm like, wow, Lenny went on there and said that, and I'm inspired by the things that you say. And even just as a Black man, seeing you do this stuff is inspiring, because I didn't grow up with a father.
Yeah.
And my kids' fathers, they're doing their own thing, but I mean, and they're involved as much as they can be with the resources that they have. But to see you doing what you're doing and continuing on even after you just really didn't have to. You could have walked away, and society has allowed that and said it's okay. And society has given that platform to be like, it's okay to be a non-involved Black man. It's okay. We've okayed it. And so I'm proud of you. And so I really ask that you guys go support this, go like the page and be a part of the page, and grow with it. So as always, we thank you for tuning in today with Everybody Has a Story. Check us out again soon. I don't put the dates out there until the day of. I guess that's just me protecting for if people don't show up, because I've had that happen. But you can like the page, SierraSparkleShop.com. If you would like to come on the show, or if you have questions for Lenny and you want to connect with him, you can email me at SierraSparkleShop.com. That's SierraSparkleshop@gmail.com. And it was a great time with you, Lenny.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.